Welcome to Bison Information Network News. I'm Lydia Crackel.
And I'm Tristan DeCoteau. The North Dakota State football team took one of the Bobcats Montana State this past Saturday in the second round of the FCS playoffs.
With the win, the Bison would move one step closer to achieving the ultimate goal of another national championship. For more on this matchup, we joined Bison Information Network sports reporter Eric Bunnel live at Herd 'n Horns. Eric?
Thanks, Lydia. The Bison welcomed Montana State to the Fargo Dome this past weekend for the second round FCS matchup. With a win, it would mark the 8th consecutive season that the Bison were in the FCS quarterfinals. Early on, the Bison were hit with Bobcats hit the Bison with a 71-yard pass, but the Bison defense held firm and only gave up a field goal. After trailing early on 3-0, the Bison scored 38 unanswered points and took a 38-3 lead into the half. The Bison were able to rack up 411 yards on the ground and won 52-10. They will now face AC Colgate, who head coach Chris Kleiman says is a great defensive team.
Really impressed with those guys defensively in the fact of they're a bunch of older guys for starters. You know, they're a veteran team on defense. They get off blocks. They great in block destruction. They don't stay blocked. They understand their fits, and I think they're an excellent tackling team.
Thanks, Lydia. We just heard from head coach Chris Kleiman back here live at Herd 'n Horns, and now I have my special guest, Ross Uglum of Bison Report, Bison Illustrated, and kind of whatever he does best. Ross, what do you make of this Colgate defense? I know they play in the Patriot League, 5 shutouts. It's incredible, but they haven't really played a team like the Bison.
No, and that's kind of, I think, where the struggle is with evaluating Colgate is you have such a weak schedule, but you have such ridiculous numbers as far as points allowed. I think a 2 passing touchdown against to 15 interceptions for ratio. There are numbers for Colgate's defense that are frankly just absurd. So what you have to go do then obviously is evaluate, strength of schedule and really try your best to get a grip on, are these guys good? Are these guys just playing poor competition?
So they just turned over James Madison 5 times last week, won on a game, last second field goal. They also played Army pretty tough, 21-14, so that defense is real. But now let's turn our heads to the Bison offense, and they've played stiffer defenses than this. They've played probably the best defenses in the country. So what is this offense going to have to do to get it rolling against Colgate?
Well, I think one thing that you definitely see, I think Stick had like 12 pass attempts last week. Of course, the week prior to that was a week off. They probably need to get the pass game going a little bit, try and throw the ball. They had a young man by the name of Desmond Kane leave the team this week, so breaking in some new receivers. And so you're probably going to see them want to get the passing game going, get the young receivers involved. They're going to run the ball. It's North Dakota State football. They're going to run the football. But there is, I think, going to be a little bit of an emphasis on at least making sure that the pass game is ready, if they need it, and not necessarily going to be down the next week or even in the championship game, but they might and likely will get into a competitive game, where it's within a score or maybe 10 or something like that, where they're not just going to be able to run the ball and run out the clock.
So, Stick, is he going to be able to get it going this week? I know we've seen him have magical games last year, 11-12 against South Dakota at the Dome. Sam Houston State, that offense kind of lit them up. What does he have to do? And is he kind of the X factor of this game?
Yeah, I think he might have to brandish the run a little bit. They've protected him, kept some of those hits off him. There haven't been as many designed runs for the quarterback. But just because, they lost one receiver, they still have Darius Shepard. That's very obviously the number one target. The tight ends are all healthy and could certainly be a part of things, but number one always is going to be running the football. And yeah, that might involve Easton a little bit, more this week than maybe weeks past, but for sure you're going to see Lance, Bruce, Ty, and actually they're going to get Seth Wilson back now. He can play for the rest of the playoffs without burning a red shirt.
And that's huge for them, getting him back, play him on special teams or play him kind of wherever they want. But getting those young receivers, Ben Ellison, as you call him, Baby Gronk,
yep.
How key is he going to be in this matchup?
Well, it just depends on what they kind of put in the game plan. This is what you would call an uncommon opponent. They've never played Colgate before, just as they hadn't played Montana State since 2010 in the playoffs. So this is an uncommon opponent. They are going to have to figure out what works in this game. And if that's the tight ends, great. If it's the receivers, great. They're going to have to figure out where the weaknesses are in this Colgate defense. Of course, some of that's going to come from the preparation, but adjustments are made by both sides. Colgate's going to come in with a defensive game plan tailored to what NDSU does well, just the same as the other way around.
And quickly before I let you go, what do you think the final score is this coming weekend, and who do they face? Who could they potentially face in the semifinals next week?
Well, next week would be the winner of Kennesaw State and South Dakota State. I think South Dakota State's about a touchdown favorite. The one thing to look for there, though, is Kennesaw's a triple option team. They're going to run the football. There's a 100% chance of rain at that game, and there is also a kind of a low temperature. You would think that would benefit the team from South Dakota, not the team from the South, which where Kennesaw is. But that's a high-flying offense. It always has been. I think there's a chance Kennesaw keeps the ball on the ground and maybe wins a field goal game, but we'll see. As far as my prediction, that defense is impressive, but they still gave up 20 points to James Madison, and they gave up 20 points to James Madison even though they turned them over 5 times. I'm not saying that the defense is fake or that the defense is a mirage, but ultimately, if you're going to give up 20 points to James Madison, you're probably not going to keep NDSU out of the 30s, and I don't see a way that this Colgate offense gets into the 20s. So 38-13, somewhere in there is my prediction. I don't see a way that Colgate can keep up with the Bison pace.
Well, he is Ross Uglum of Bison Illustrated Bison Report. He appears on Bison 1660 Pack-A-Day podcast. I'd like to thank you for your time and coming in. We are once again live here at Herd & Horns. Eric Bunnel reporting for Bison Information Network. Back to you guys at the desk.
This game can be seen on ESPN and is scheduled to kick off on Saturday at 2 o'clock with the winner advancing to the semifinals, and they will play with the winner of the 5th-seeded South Dakota State and 4th-seeded Kennesaw State on either Friday, December 14th at 7 p.m. or Saturday, December 15th. A Sunday shooting in Moorhead that sent 1 juvenile to hospital is being deemed a drug deal gone wrong. Kevin Dimitri Blocker, 23, of Brighton, Minnesota, faces 7 felony charges in Clay County, including 2 counts of first-degree attempted murder. According to court documents, Blocker arrived at the Hornbachers parking lot for a drug deal set up over social media. Witnesses say Blocker approached a vehicle, revealed a gun in his waistband, and demanded marijuana. As the vehicle fled, Blocker shot at the vehicle twice, hitting the passenger in the abdomen. Blocker's bail has been set to $1 million without conditions.
The Fargo police have arrested a 35-year-old man following a string of thefts. Jesse Fett had been found in a local motel and allowed officers into his room where they found a package not addressed to him. The officers contacted the person at the address who then confirmed that it had been stolen from his apartment building entryway. Following a search of Fett's vehicle, more packages and several burglary tools were found, and Fett was arrested for possession of stolen property. The United States' 41st President, George H.W. Bush, has been laid to rest.
This morning, loved ones gathered at St. Martin's Episcopal Church in Houston to say their final goodbyes. The funeral follows yesterday's memorial service in Washington, D.C., where he was remembered by political leaders. The president's casket will travel the 70 miles to College Station, where he'll be buried alongside his wife and daughter. The 94-year-old's death comes just 5 months after his wife, Barbara Bush, was laid to rest.
And now we'll take it to Jay Lenander with our 7-day forecast. Jay?
Thanks, Lydia. It was absolutely frigid in the Fargo-Moorhead area over today, and we will see more of that coming tomorrow on Friday with a high of 22 degrees and a low getting down to the single digits with 9. Precipitation will be pretty low. We will not see snowfall, but humidity will be pretty high at 79% and wind speeds will be at 7 miles per hour. And we can see that things will remain cold over the weekend in our 7-day projections, but we will see that things will start to warm up as the weeks go on, with lows still at 14 and 11 over the weekend. But moving into the finals week, we can see that highs will get back into the 30s and be pretty nice and without snowfall over those days. Back to Lydia and Tristan at the desk.
Thanks, Jay. After the break, we'll go live with the 93rd Little Eye Queen.
And what scholarships are available for next year?
Conveniently located across the street from NDSU's campus, Herd & Horns is the place to go, whether you're looking for a fantastic meal or just a quick bite to eat.
Hi, welcome to Herd & Horns. Are you from DeCoteau?
With friendly staff and excellent service, it's a restaurant for all ages. Herdin' Horns, your home for great food and Bison sports. Welcome to Bison Block. If you are an NDSU student, you know it well. It's located right across the street from campus. How would you like to live in the same building as Starbucks, Jimmy John's, and Herdin' Horns? Bison Block offers high-quality apartments at a very affordable price. For more information, go to our website at bisonblockfargo.com to apply today.
NDSU Saddle and Sirloin Club is one of the largest clubs on campus. The club puts on the largest student-sponsored event in February, which involves over 300 students.
Heather Vikre is live at Herdin' Horns with the 93rd Little Eye Queen to talk about the upcoming show.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the 93rd Little International Queen, Anna Lem. Anna is a third-year agricultural communications major, and she's been in the Saddle and Sirloin Club since she was a freshman. Thank you for joining, Anna, and congratulations on your crown.
Thank you, Heather.
So for those who don't know, tell us a little bit about what Little Eye is and how students can get involved.
Yeah, so Little International is a livestock show put on by the Saddle and Sirloin Club. This is our 93rd year putting on the Little International, so this is a really big tradition. What the Little International is that students are able to participate by showing an animal, and they're judged based on showmanship, so how the student shows the animal. And we have a wide variety of experience. We have people who have shown basically all their lives to people who have never touched an animal before. So that's what's really exciting about this event. And we, every year for Little International, we have students either showing an animal, which is beef, sheep, dairy, and swine, or they can cure a ham, and then we auction off those hams as a fundraiser for our club, or they can participate in a public speech, and so they can give a speech surrounding our theme, which this year our theme is History in the Making, and so we're super excited to be having this event again, and every year we also honor an agriculturalist of the year, and this year we're honoring Dr. Susan Keller, and she's our state veterinarian, and she has done a lot of really great work for North Dakota agriculture, especially in animal agriculture.
Wow, so it sounds like you guys have a lot of events going on. So what does it mean to you to be the Little International Queen?
To me it means it's a really huge honor, and I'm just so excited to be here. And I also have two princesses that I work with, Bailey Erickson and Morgan Heydrich, and they do a lot of really great work helping me out, and we'll be kind of going around talking to the public, talking to people like you guys, doing radio and TV interviews, and just promoting our organization and promoting the 93rd Little International.
All right, well, thank you for joining me, Anna. You guys can catch all the events for Little Eye on February 9th in the Shepherd Arena on NDSU campus. Reporting live for Bison Information Network News, I'm Heather Vikre. Back to you guys at the desk.
College is expensive, but luckily for NDSU students, there is a way to cut down on next semester's cost of attendance. Many scholarships are still available for the 2019-2020 school year. Students can apply for general scholarships available for all majors or major-specific ones. All current students are eligible to apply for scholarships, but must have completed their FAFSA to be considered. Applications can be found on NDSU's website. The deadline to apply for current scholarships is March 1st.
The NDSU Chali School of Music hosted their end-of-semester university band concert on Monday. The concert was comprised of just a few pieces, which included a rendition of Burt Appermont's Colors. The concert was held in part to celebrate the end of the fall semester. For more information on future School of Music performances, visit ndsu.edu/performancearts/music.
The book buyback and rental return is going on now through December 14th in the lower level of the NDSU bookstore. The store will take in most books for the buyback, even from other schools. If a book is not available to be resold, it is possible that the professor of the course using the book did not register that book as being used in future semesters with the bookstore. They encourage students to sell back their books as more books resold equals cheaper prices the following semester.
We try to buy back as many books as we can from our own students. That's very important to us, to be able to give our students the opportunity to sell their books back right here very conveniently at the end of each semester.
Students have the option to trade in books for cash or for an in-store gift card.
Fall semester is almost over, which means it's time to plan for the 2019 school year. Parking permits will soon be available for spring semester starting on Monday, December 17th. Those who plan to purchase early will also pay for their permit at a discounted rate. Parking staff wants to remind students that the permits in the T lot have sold quickly in the last few years. Permits can be purchased through the NDSU Parking and Transportation Services website. After the break, a warning to parents thinking about purchasing smart toys for Christmas gifts.
And 2 Fargo Force players are in the running for the upcoming NHL draft.
The TLMC offers a variety of services for NDSU students and instructors. Class project support is one of the key ways in which the TLMC serves faculty. Technology-intensive projects can provide students with an opportunity for creative expression, enhanced communication, and the development of digital media literacy skills that will benefit them in class, college, and beyond. We realize that there are obstacles and challenges to assigning technology-rich projects, and the TLMC is here to help by serving as a bridge between instructors, students, and the technology. We can help with project planning, identifying student learning and support needs, and developing, coordinating, and delivering project-specific support. Our services include hands-on workshops for your students, scheduled during or outside of class time. Individual and group assistance is always available for students on a walk-in basis at the TLMC lab. With access to a variety of multimedia software and hardware, students can store and work on their audio-video projects over time. Workstations may be reserved or used on a walk-in basis. Other learning resources include project-specific learning links on the TLMC website, our Learning Resource Library, and a lynda.com learning kiosk. The TLMC Media Studio features space and equipment for video recording, studio photography, audio recording, and screen capture. Students, faculty, and staff can make appointments to use the studio and to get help in producing, editing, and publishing their media works. Additional studio resources are also available at Berry Hall. Please contact us if you would like to take a tour of our facilities or visit with us about a project that you have in mind.
With advancements in technology that created Apple's Siri and Amazon's Alexa, consumer advocates had been worried about where children's toys are heading. This holiday season, smart toys will be sold on shelves equipped with microphones, cameras, and the ability to collect realms of data about children. Security experts have shown these toys to be easily hacked, calling them the poster child for bad security. Last January, the electronic toy maker VTech agreed to pay $650,000 in charges for a security breach that exposed personal data of toy owners. Consumer advocates say that although hacking is not common through children's toys, the best way to avoid it is to not purchase them.
Fargo City Commissioners have approved a law allowing alcohol consumptions on the street of downtown Fargo, but only during certain events. The decision comes after the ban of liquor consumption was temporarily lifted in June for the downtown Fargo Street Fair and other events. The law was voted in 4-1. The no vote came from Commissioner Tony Gehrig, who supported the concept but wanted to see it implemented in other areas of the city.
The famously infamous Pizza Corner pizza may be changing up the recipe yet again. The North Dakota-based pizza brand is testing the waters with its newest recipe by serving hot slices for tests at area grocery stores. The pizza, which has been around since 1977, raised controversy in 2016 after announcing a recipe and packaging change, creating a buzz of negative feedback. To try the pizza for yourself, you can visit the traveling tasting booth throughout the rest of this week.
2 Fargo Force players have been selected to play in the National Hockey League's Top Prospects game in Nebraska on January 8th. 17-year-old defenseman Cedric Fielder will play for Team West, and 17-year-old forward Josh Nodler will play for Team East. Both of the players have been given C ratings, indicating that they will be considered draft prospects in the 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds of the NHL draft.
After the break, Isaac will have our sports update. What do you have for us, Isaac?
So we're going to be talking about Easton Stick and all the accomplishments he's had this season, and we'll also be taking a look at the Bison basketball teams in action this week when we come back.
Conveniently located across the street from NDSU's campus, Herd & Horns is the place to go, whether you're looking for a fantastic meal or just a quick bite to eat.
Hi, welcome to Herd & Horns. Are you from DeCoteau?
With friendly staff and excellent service, it's a restaurant for all ages. Herd & Horns, your home for great food and Bison sports. Welcome to Bison Block. If you are an NDSU student, you know it well. It's located right across the street from campus. How would you like to live in the same building as Starbucks, Jimmy John's, and Herd & Horns? Bison Block offers high-quality apartments at a very affordable price. For more information, go to our website at bisonblockfargo.com to apply today.
Easton Stick is having one of the best seasons a Bison quarterback has had since Brock Jensen led the Bison to an undefeated national championship season in 2013. Stick was recently named a finalist for several awards: the William V. Campbell Trophy, which is known as the Academic Heisman, the Walter Payton Award given out to the top FCS player in the country, and the FCS Stats Doris Robinson Award, which is given to the FCS student who not only excels in the classroom, but in the community and beyond. Stick was also named the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, and earlier this year he was also named to the All-State AFCA Good Works team in September. The Bison men's basketball team came into Monday night facing another tough road test against the Iowa State Cyclones at Hilton Coliseum. The Bison did not, unfortunately, hold a lead in the game and trailed by as much as 33 points. For the Cyclones, Marielle Shayok led the way with 20 points and 3 assists, and Michael Jacobson at 15 points and 10 rebounds. The Bison shot 36.5% from the field and were led by Rocky Cruiser's 13 points. Dengu chipped in with 10 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. The Bison will return to Shields Arena for the first time in nearly a month this Saturday, December 8th, as they take on the Eastern Washington Eagles. Tip-off time scheduled for 7 p.m. The NDSU women's basketball team took on the University of Missouri Kansas City this past Sunday. The Bison looked to finally get in the win column after dropping each of its last 5 games. We will pick it up early on in the first quarter. Kristen Moore lays it in to open the scoring for UMKC. Back the other way come the Bison later on, looking to get on the board for the first time, down 4-0. It swung back over to Michelle Geislerova, nailing one of her 3 threes in the game to put the Bison on the board. Later on, it's going to be a Jack rising up and nailing another 3 to give UMKC the lead. The Kangaroos in the lead. NDSU would come back, though, later. It's Circline Rimdahl driving baseline, laying it in to tie the game. Bison would lead by 5 at the half and as much as 10 in the game. But here in the fourth quarter, this three-pointer from Emily Ivory would almost seal the deal for the Kangaroos. They take this one 69-59. Michelle Geiserova, 21 points in the game, and Emily Dietz had 16 and 10 for the Bison as well. Bison.
Get into ball to our post players, but I think in the last 5 minutes we were kind of just like passing the ball around.
Whether it was the pressure, the combination of folks on the floor, we were not able to control that effort or that communication, and resulted in costly turnovers and our inability to play effective defense.
NDSU will be at home next on December 9th. They'll be taking on the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers at 1 p.m. It'll be at Shields Arena.
Thanks, Isaac. When we come back, we'll have this week's Bison on the Street.
The TLMC offers a variety of services for NDSU students and instructors. Class project support is one of the key ways in which the TLMC serves faculty. Technology-intensive projects can provide students with an opportunity for creative expression, enhanced communication, and the development of digital media literacy skills that will benefit them in class, college, and beyond. We realize that there are obstacles and challenges to assigning technology-rich projects, and the TLMC is here to help by serving as a bridge between instructors, students, and the technology. We can help with project planning, identifying student learning and support needs, and developing, coordinating, and delivering project-specific support. Our services include hands-on workshops for your students, scheduled during or outside of class time. Individual and group assistance is always available for students on a walk-in basis at the TLMC lab. With access to a variety of multimedia software and hardware, students can store and work on their audio-video projects over time. Workstations may be reserved or used on a walk-in basis. Other learning resources include project-specific learning links on the TLMC website, our learning resource library, and a lynda.com learning kiosk. The TLMC Media Studio features space and equipment for video recording, studio photography, audio recording, and screen capture.
We are entering the last week of the semester, and students are very excited to go home and spend time with their families on winter break.
Reporter Joe Thompson went out and asked students what their winter break plans are in this week's Bison on the Street.
I'm going to work, make a lot of money, and then I'm going to go to another conference with Focus Missionaries and the NDSU Bison Catholic.
Probably just to work, and then over Christmas Day I'll probably head back to the Twin Cities.
I'm going to go to Florida with my family. I'm going to stay in Fargo for a week with my brother, and then I'm heading to Texas for a week.
So my plans for winter break is to go home, spend time with family and friends, travel to my cabin for Christmas, visit relatives in northern Minnesota and relatives in Iowa.
Pretty much just work and relax at my place, so nothing too special.
I'm going to go home first, and then around closer to Christmas time, we'll be heading to Minnesota to visit some relatives.
Well, I think I'm going to hop on a train on Amtrak and visit my mom and dad in Williston and prepare for the next semester.
Before we go, let's take a look at the weather forecast for finals week. This weekend is going to be frigid, but likely won't feature any significant snowfall. And when we get into finals week, it will start to warm up ever so slightly. By the end of the week, highs will be back in the low 30s with lows reaching 19 degrees. When you compare that to the 23-degree high as well as the single-digit lows of this weekend, the weather should be very manageable when NDSU students take on their final exams. We would like to say a big thank you to our seniors who are graduating this semester, Eric and Lydia.
You guys have made such a big impact on all of us here.
We appreciate all you guys have done for us.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate the thank you, and it's been fun working with all of you.
Thank you for watching this edition of Bison Information Network News.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
With fall semester coming to a close, you can catch us right back here at our usual time in January.
We'll see you next year.